back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us. We are growing one big family. Thanks to all of yous. And I am so grateful and humbled by your beautiful comments and your uplifting messages. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to just touch a few things. So if the video is too fast for you, up top there's 3 little buttons. You can click there, slow down the video to the speed you'd like. Also, you can turn on your CC closed caption. And you can read whatever stitch I call out down here, take notes, pause the video, and you take it from there. It makes it more easier for people that have a hard time to follow YouTube. I also would like to mention that I do have a crochet group on Facebook. It's a private group. I will leave the links below if you want to be part of my group. We're a bunch of beautiful ladies. You're more than welcome as long as you have a profile. There's a lot of scammers going on to the crochet groups right now, and especially with the links that says bit or cut. Don't open those links up. Those are scammers that go through your computer, through your phone, and steal every identity possible from you. So be very careful on that. I also would like to mention, if you'd like to donate to help out the women in need for thread, please do so. Below the video, there's a little bag with a $sign. You can donate there, whatever amount you'd like. Also, in the description box, there's my PayPal account. You can donate there, whatever amount you'd like. Or if you have extra thread and extra yarn, you can contact me through Instagram message, email me. You can contact me through the Facebook group. I also have a Facebook page and TikTok. So there's so many ways you can get a hold of me if you'd like to send out the thread or the yarn to these women that are desperately in need of it. I will send you their name and their address. You're more than welcome to do that, and we're grateful and humbled by it. Thank you so much. So most of the time I use a 3.5 hook, small one to tuck in loose ends, and of course a pair of scissors. And 99.9% of the time I use 4-ply 100% cotton thread. These are Portugal threads. It's equivalent, the same thing as Aunt Lydia, number 3 cotton thread. Okay, just a little tiny little bit thinner, but not by much. So we're going to get started. I want to thank every single one of you again. I also would like to mention at the beginning of my videos, when I first started 2 years ago, I did not know how to call the stitch names in English. So the first couple of dozen of videos, they're not well recorded. First, the app was terrible, so it's half screens, horrible. And because I did not know the name, I would just, explain it my own way that I knew how. And I apologize for that. But if you go through some of those videos and you are creating those pieces, because there's some of you that have been texting me on it and questioning me, please feel free to ask any questions. I am here to help you. Some of them I have recreated, of course, with the proper codes for the stitch calling. Some of them I still have to create. I just haven't had any time for it. But don't hesitate. Question me, and I will answer you ASAP. We're going to get started. Thank you so much, everybody, okay? And, of course, if you have not subscribed, please do so and hit that bell notification for new uploads to be notified of the new videos that I bring out every week, okay? Okay, everyone. So, as you know, a few days ago, I had created the runners like this. First I had done the tutorial on this one, and then I created this runner with tulips. Now I've been requested to do exactly the same thing with the tulips, but on the round placemat, which this one doesn't have any tulips, right? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to create tulips exactly on the round one, the same as this. The only difference is we'll have the effect of the tulips on it. Okay, so let's get started. 3.5 hook, small one for tucking in loose ends, a small scissor, and of course the white, the lavender, the purple, and the green. We're going to get started, everyone. So the first thing you want to do is that magic circle, which is basically just making an X on your finger. Come and grab your thread from behind. Pull your magic circle into position. 1, 2, and 3. This equals a double crochet. Inside of this magic circle, we're going to do 11 more. So we're going to have a total of 12 double crochet. That's including with the 3 chain that we went up. This is row 1. I'll meet you at the end. I have my 12 double crochets. I'm going to come on the 3rd chain that we went up 3 chains, remember, and close in with a slip stitch. I'm going to cut my thread and I'm going to tuck in my loose end. So I'm going to come through the loops here. Now normally I make a knot, but because we are doing the next row and so on, it will cover this loose end that we are tucking in between the stitches. And as far as for the magic circle, we're going to come in the loops back here. Now if you're still having a hard time with the magic circle, do a 6 chain and then close in with a slip stitch. Okay. These are 100% cotton thread, 4-ply, same as Aunt Lydia, number 3 cotton thread. If you're using number 10 and you want it to be the same size, then you can double your thread. Now you notice I've changed the towel on here to see if maybe it doesn't whiten out too much the camera. Hopefully you can see better. So slip stitch knot. We're going to come anywhere inside of any of the double crochet. Try to hide my leftover thread at the same time. I'm going to do a single, 1, 2 chain. I'm going to come back into the same space. We're doing an increase per space, 2 double crochet, 2 chain. Next space, 2 double crochet together, 2 chain. Next space, 2 double crochet together. So now we're going to have a total of 24 double crochets, 2 per space. Space of 2 chain. I'll meet you at the end. This is row 2. So I've done my 2 double crochets per space. Chain 2. I'm going to come on my 3rd one here and close it in with slip stitch. So now I'm supposed to have 24 double crochets. We're going to keep increasing until 9 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, 9 rows. That's including with the first one here. So that means you go up chain 3. On the next one, we're going to add 2 together. This is our increase. So basically, we started with 1, 2, 3, next row 4, next row 5, next row 6, next row 7, 8, until 9. Chain 2, it will be repeatedly the same way. So 1 double crochet, next space, 2 together, 2 chain, 1 double crochet. This is row 3, 2 together on the second one. So there's no point in me repeating it until the 9th row because it's just adding 2 at the last double crochet at the end. So 1, 2, 3, next row 4, always 2 chain space between them. I'll meet you at the end of row 9. You're supposed to have 9 double crochets, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. 9 double crochets on your 9th row. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I did up until row 9. In row 9 I have 9 double crochets, 2 chain space. I've tucked in my loose end, and now I'm coming in with the green. Now I'm just creating this as I'm going, so you're creating with me as I'm going. I don't have a sample that I have done before, so I'm just more or less eyeballing from the one I did, but of course it's different because this one has tulips. But we're creating it together, okay? So you can't say that you don't create, because now you're creating it with me. Okay, so I'm going to come in anywhere in one of these places here on the 2 chain space. So this is row 10, single, 1, 2, 3, and 4 chain. I'm going to create V's, so I need to pair this to have the tulip to go in. Okay, so no chain space. 1, 2, 3. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I'm just trying to figure out more or less the space. 2 chain space. And again, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Not 3, 2 chains, sorry. Keep counting the spaces and I got confused there for a second. Now if I find that it's too tight, or if your stitch is too tight, you can do a 1 chain space in between them. Sometimes, you know, some people have extremely tight stitch, tension I should say. Okay, and I'm going to come back in. So I'm loosening it up quite a bit. I'm not tightening up too much. Okay, 1, 2 chain and back in. And I'm going to do the same thing. So basically where I have, you know, my V's here, I have to have in the same position on the other side, on the other motifs, okay? So 1, 2 on my 3rd space, my 3rd double crochet, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 2 chain. And we're going to do this all the way around. Then I'm going to cut my thread and come in with the plum color, 1, 2, and 3. 2 chain, and again into the space of the 2 chain and creating the V inside of that space. Now I'm trying to loosen it up a little bit because I don't want it to be pulling. Okay, so if your stitch is too tight, then do a 1 chain space between the V's. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. So I've reached the end, and I'm going to count 1, 2, and I'm going to slip stitch, cut my thread, because I'm coming in with the plum to do the, not plum, is it plum? Yes, I'm going to come in with the plum to do the tulips. Just tucking in this one in between, because the next row will hide it once it's inside here of the V's. And I'm going to give it just a little knot here just to make sure that we're all good and safe. Now it's going to tend to pull a bit, which is normal, right? Looks like it's, but once we go with the next row, it's just going to come flat. Okay, coming in with the plum, I'm coming in on any V doing a single, and I'm going to try to hide my thread at the same time. So 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do 3 incomplete double crochet with the single and 2 chain makes 4. We're going to close it all together. 1, 2 chain into the next V. So very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4 incomplete double crochet, 2 chain space and into the next V. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your hook. Take it all out. 1, 2 chain. So very simple. We're going to do this all the way around. Then I'm cutting my thread again. And I'm going to come back in with my lavender. So this is row 11. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, just wanted to show you that the 2 chain space, it's pulling in too much. So no matter what pattern you work on, if you find that it's pulling too much, then you must add another chain. And of course, as you go, then they start getting fixed. You know, they start becoming more straightened. So I'm going to do chain 3 instead to help out the pattern. One, two, three. So it's always very important to people to always look ahead of the video because things can change, like in this case, or mistakes can be done. We're only human. So I'm doing 3 chain space between them, and I'm pretty much loosening it up too. I'm not tightening up my stitch as I normally do, just so I can have space for the tulips to breathe, okay? And don't worry even if it curves a bit, because as we go, it will get straightened out, okay? Okay, everyone, so pretty much finished doing, and as you can see, it's still bending. Not as much as before, but, you know, if you stretch it with your hand and it lies there, even though it comes back up, you're okay. If it's still too much, then you have to give it more chain. The thing is, you can't give too much chain either because it wouldn't make sense on the next row, right? Okay, so I'm going to come in any space of the 3 chain. I'm going to do a single 1, 2 chain, come back in, another double crochet, try to hide a bit of this thread here, another double crochet, and I'm going to do 1 more double crochet. I'm going to try to get away and go directly into the next space, but if I find that it's pulling too much, I'm going to do 1 chain space between them. So 4 double crochets per space. Next space. Now normally on the pattern it would have been 3 double crochet, but if I do only 3, it's going to pull too much, and we can't have that happening, right? Next space. 4 double crochets, and I'm not really tightening it up. I'm doing them like loosely enough, and most of you know me by now. I tend to go into the tight stitch instead of loose. So we're going to continue that. Then I'm going to come my thread and I'm going to come back in with the white. Okay, so we finished row 12, and as you can see, because I've added 4 instead of 3, it already flattened out, and it's going to get more flattened as we go. So now there's not that many rows left. We're basically right on the, show you here. We're right on here now. So we're almost there. Okay, I'm going to start anywhere. And I have to end up with even numbers of groups. So single, 2 chain, next space, double crochet, next space, double crochet, 2 chain. I'm going to skip 1, 2 on my third one, double crochet, next space, double crochet. So we're building groups of 3 double crochet, 1, 2 chain, skip 1. Let me just see here. So we're going to do 1. Let me count this to see if maybe it will end up with the even number. Give me a second here. Okay, so it will give me an even number. So I'm going to go right into the first one. If we keep following the same pattern this way, next space, and next space, 2 chain, and I'm not tightening that up. So I'm going to come into the first one again. So basically what we're doing is, see, like here I did okay, here I didn't do okay. So we'll just go back a bit here, no issues. So they can line up the same way. So we can have our even number. I think it's the smartest way to go about. So chain 2 into my first one, double crochet, next space, double crochet, and double crochet. Chain 2, I'm coming into my first one. So we're not doing the last double crochet, basically. That's what it is, in order to get our even number. Chain 2. So we skip this one, which is the last double crochet of the 4 group. Go into the first, second, and third. Chain 2, and again. And it will work out perfect. So it gives me 36 groups. Now, if you don't have 36, you can figure it out in between them and create your 36th or 38. It has to be even numbers, okay? So after this, I'm changing my color into back to the green, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we finished doing row 13, going into 14. We're almost done. We have 3 more rows. So I'm coming in anywhere in the space. Single, 1, 2 chain. I'm going to create groups of 3 double crochet in the same space. So I have my 3, chain 2, and 3 more, trying to hide my little leftover thread. Now, whatever was still folding a bit, it should straighten up now with this row. Chain 1 into the next space. So I have 36 groups of 3 here. You have to have even number, or you're going to have a hard time at the end. It won't match up. So again, 3 double crochets, 2 chain, and 3 more into the same space. Chain 1 into the next one, double crochet, chain 1, and create your groups again. 1, 2, 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more. Now continue to do yours, and I'll meet you at the end. We're still continuing one more row with this color of thread. Everyone, so we finished row 14. As you can see, it's still pulling a bit. No worries. As we go, it will always get fixed. And besides, I forgot to mention that I use softener to block my patterns. Doesn't matter which softener you use. You just spray on, stretch it well with your hands, and leave it dry on a flat surface. Trust me, it will be straight as a board. You'll see it as I'm done. I'll spray it and stretch it, and you'll see none of this will show up. Okay, so we closed in on the third chain here. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm coming into the next one, double crochet, 1 chain space into the next one, double crochet. So now we have 3 into the center here, the 2 chain, double crochet, 1 chain, and 1 on top of the double crochet from the previous row. So it's 1 per space, 1 chain space. We're going to have a total of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to come directly down here where we have that 1 double crochet and do a single and start over again. Double crochet, 1 chain, double crochet, 1 chain, and we're going to have the 7 double crochets again. So very simple. We have 1 more row to do, which is the peacocks and that special decoration motif. Shout out to my girl Maggie. Maggie, I love you so much. You're such a sweetheart, and it was such a pleasure talking to you on camera, my dear. You're gorgeous. So big, big hugs to you, my dear, and to all of my queens, my beauties in my group. Big shout out to all of you. Leila, wonderful woman, Charmaine, Nancy Strand, of course, my teacher of crochet codes, can never forget her, right? My Karens, my both Karens, Karen Young, Karen Coffey, Jasmine D'Souza. Okay, so as you see, it's pulling from here, but it's starting to straighten already here. So once we go, it will all get straightened out. Okay, then I'm cutting my thread, and I'm coming in the last row with the white. So 7 double crochets, 1 chain in between them, single on the double crochet, and then we continue on again. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, as you see, we did this last row, and look how nice and flat it became, right? And it's even going to get better once we spray and block it. So I'm coming in with the white. This is the final row. So you pretty much grab anywhere. Now, in between first and the second double crochet here, right after the single, I'm going to do a single. Try to hide my little thread here. 1, 2, and 3. I'm coming in back into the single. We're doing the peacock. Coming into the next space, single, 1, 2, and 3, peacock with a single. And on this third one, we're doing a 5 chain. Now, if you want to continue to do with 3, you can go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But because my whole set is with 5, I'm going to continue with my 5 chain instead of 3. Next space, single, 1, 2, 3. So basically, you're going to have 2 peacocks on one side with 3 chain, 1 of 5 in the middle, and 2 peacocks of 3 chain on the other side. So next space, 1, 2, 3. Close it with single. Next space, which is the last one, single. Now we're going to do triple. Oops. And we're going to work on these 2 double crochets here, always in the center. Okay, so I turn twice. I'm going to come from the inside middle here and out to the side. I'm going to turn my thread, and I'm going to give it a good pull here so it can stretch out. So I did my triple, turning twice again, and I'm going to come and work on this side. This one's the last one, so we'll finish it up when we get there. Coming in from the side now to the center, give it a good stretch, 1, 2, and 3. And we're coming back in again between the first and the second double crochet, single, 1, 2, 3, and starting the peacocks with 3 chain. Next space, single, 1, 2, and 3, and again close it up, peacock with a single on your third one, which is the center one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And peacock. Next space, we're going to create the 2 peacocks with 3 chain only. Or for some of you, if you're doing all 3 chain, that's fine. And on the last one, single. So like I said, you'll have 2 on one side, and then chain 5, and then 2 on the other. Again, turn twice. We're doing the triple, coming from the middle now. So this side is the middle, this side is from the outside. And give it a good pull. Turn again. And now we're going to do it from the side to the middle. 1, 2, and 3. And that's pretty much it for this placemat doily. So I will link all the other oval doilies below in case you want to create the set for the newcomers, because people that have been following me have seen the set, except for the 1 meter one that I've done. Okay, so it's coming out like this, as you can see. This one I did was the first one as a sample. That's why it's in this color, which would make a beautiful set also. But this is for a living room. This is for the side sofa tables. Okay, so there's 2 of them, and I'm still working on the other one. Should finish today, hopefully. Let me just grab the other ones. Then I have this one that is for the coffee table. Okay, so this is another size. And this one is for the TV stand table, which is long. It's a meter long. It's very hard to have it put here. But it is, I still have to block it. I haven't blocked it yet. Just finished it yesterday. But it's a very long one. It's over a meter. And it would be perfect for a table, right? So if you're interested in creating this set, you're more than welcome. I know some people aren't creating the set to sell, because I do have a lot of sellers that come into. And I also did the coffee cups, coasters, I think that's how you pronounce it, to put on the living room, for your coffee or tea or your glass of juice or whatever. But normally it's more for decorating, right? You can put even your candles, your potpourri or something like that. Okay, So I'll have this in display at the end, alongside with some of the other pictures of the other doily sets, okay? So thank you so much again, everyone. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. And any suggestions, you're more than welcome. And please consider helping the women in need of thread, either by donating. Below the video, there's a little sign. You can donate there, or go into the description box and donate directly to my PayPal. Or if you have extra yarn or thread, please consider giving it to the women in need. Get a hold of me. You have so many ways to do so and to ship it out to them. Thank you so much, everybody. I send you so much love and so much hug. Okay, I just wanted to show you before anything. I won't block it now because I'm still working on this, but because I'm going to block this one, just going to show you very quick here. So you basically would just grab your softener, especially for newcomers. People that are used to my work already know how I do it, but there's always new people coming in. It blocks perfect. You stretch it out nicely, and it gives you that nice stretch, and then you just leave it in a dry surface, flat surface, okay? And it smells really nice, especially, you know, for the women that are selling it and wrapping it up. It's perfect for that. Okay, until next time, everyone.